Alright, so this is the last video in the MAC Pigment video series. We've already talked about using MAC Pigments as eye makeup. That was in video 1. In video 2, we talked about how to mix them to create your own custom lip colors. And in video 3, it was face and body makeup. In this video, we're going to be talking about hair and nails. Before I get started though, I want to say a quick thank you to everybody who's been watching, and I hope that you found these videos not only educational, but more importantly, that they inspire you to get creative and try out some new different techniques and looks with makeup. Okay, so we all know that pigments can be mixed with each other and with a variety of bases and mixing mediums to create all kinds of fun makeup stuff. But you can also use them to create your own funky custom hair color by simply taking a pigment and mixing it with a hair product, a clear mascara, or a mascara mixing medium. You can create your own temporary hair color. A few guidelines to keep in mind if you're going to try this. One, what color is your hair now? Because darker hair won't show the pigment as much as lighter hair will. If your hair is light already, or if it's processed and it's bleached, the color is going to really stand out quite a bit. If your hair's dark, like mine, it's going to take a little bit of work, and some pigments will work better than others. This isn't lifting color out of your hair when you do this, it's just sort of tinting the hair that's already there. So obviously lighter hair is going to show the color more than darker hair. 2, choose your hair product wisely. The look you're going for should go a long way to help you determine which product you should reach for. If you want an all-over sort of wash of color, then put pigment in something like a mousse or a gel or a cream that you'd put in your hair before you blow it out. If you want short, spiky things going on, then use a really strong hold, sort of creamy gel thing. 3, this one's important. It will transfer. This isn't permanent hair color, it's just temporary. So watch your clothes, watch your face, watch your upholstery or anyone else's upholstery that you happen to be sitting on so that you don't leave marks on the couch. Also, if you're stuck in the rain, it may run, so carry an umbrella. Now, all you have to do to make your own custom hair color is take a little bit of the pigment and mix it with the hair product. Again, if you have lighter hair, it's going to show up more. What I did for my hair, because it is a lot darker, is I used Hard to Get by Bedhead, and I actually styled my hair first. I did the spikes, and then I just took my MAC 224 brush and dipped it in the pigment and brushed it on the hair. That's all you need to do. You can set it with hairspray if you want. It'll help it kind of adhere, but I wanted really colored spikes so that you could see them on camera, so that's why I did it that way. But again, if you have lighter hair, you don't have to worry about that. Now, if you have longer hair, you can also take pigments and mix it with a clear mascara or a mascara mixing medium, or even something like this, but use a mascara wand. Mix your product with your pigment and then just brush it through your hair, and that's going to give you streaks of color. Using this technique with the mascara wand, you can also put pigment in your eyebrows, on your beard or your sideburns, wherever it is that you want to color the hair that you have. You can go ahead and do it. Certain pigments will work better than others. You'll find this as you kind of experiment. If you have any metal pigments like platinum, rose gold, or gold, those will show up really well. This one's platinum, this one's rose gold, and this one in the back here is gold. Metal pigments are really finely milled, and they make a huge mess when you work with them, but they are amazingly opaque, and they're really good for doing something like this. It'll just really stand out if you have darker hair. Yeah, that's it. This is funky, spiky, funky, hair colory thingy. Yeah. So yeah, it's super easy. Just take your pigments, mix it with something, and put it in your hair and see what happens. But just for reference, this is gold, this is rose gold, this is platinum, this is bright fuchsia, this back here is golden lemon, and then if you can see, where's this one here? This is green apple, I think is what it's called, and then this is turquoise, or I'm sorry, it's teal. I think that's what it's called. Something like that. But that's what that is. And then some other, I took the gold and just sort of like put it all over the place. So That's dyeing your hair with pigments. Alright, so just like everything else with pigments, surprise, you can mix them with something and make something. So, making pigments into nail colors. I don't have my nails painted right now, but that's okay. Any one of your pigments will work. The glittery ones will look like a frost nail polish, and the matte ones will look more like a cream nail polish. And this is also one of the rare times when matte pigments are going to come in handy because they are really, really opaque and they have a nice finish when you use them as a nail polish. They will not look like the color in the jar. They'll stay the color that they are when you get them wet, which is usually a little more dull and a little bit deeper. But if you want to do this, you can do it in several different ways. If you want to mix up an entire bottle, you can. Just take a clear nail polish, or even a colored one if you want. Take your pigment, put it in it, and mix it up. If you are mixing together an entire bottle and you have something like this, which is just a top coat, and it doesn't have the little stainless steel balls that you would normally use to mix up your color, you might want to get those and put them in here. You can get them at a lot of beauty supply stores. You can even go to a hardware store and find something that's going to do the trick. Just make sure that it's stainless steel so that it doesn't, like, I don't know, it might rust or something, and that would be kind of gross. Another trick, though, to mixing together a whole bottle instead of just dumping the powdered pigment in here is to take a bit of this. Take some of the nail polish, set it aside, and mix your pigment with that. Make a concentrated liquid base. Then pour that back in here, and it'll help to get a lot of the lumps out, because it does take a little bit of working to blend pigment with nail polish so that it's not too lumpy. That's just sort of a little tip to mixing together an entire bottle. I never mix together an entire bottle when I'm doing pigments as nail polish. I just do them as I need them. And to do that, I just take a little bit of pigment, I put it on a plate or dish or whatever. I take a couple drops of my nail polish, whether it's clear or not, and put it on the pigment and then start to mix it together. The brushes that I use to apply pigment as nail polish are just lip gloss brushes or lip brushes. They're disposable. You can get them at just about any beauty supply store. I got mine at Sally's and they were cheap for a pack of like 20. I think it was like $2 or $3. And again, you don't have to use clear nail polish if you don't want to. You can use any sort of colored nail polish and mix it with another pigment, and it'll change the color, change the finish, and give you some sort of surprise that you weren't expecting. And remember to mix your pigments too. Don't just use one pigment, you can mix two. If you take a clear nail polish and mix chartreuse and blue-brown pigment, you get a really, really pretty, I can't even explain it, it's like a golden olivey kind of color. It's really pretty. It's one of those colors that's kind of pretty, but also sort of ugly, which is probably why I like it. But that's not all. You don't have to mix your pigments with nail polish and apply them wet like that. You can also apply pigments dry on top of nail polish. It completely changes the look of it. You're going to get like a satin finish and sort of a really smooth look to it. The best ones, I think, the best ones to use this technique with are the duochrome pigments. I know I'm a big fan of blue-brown, and you've heard me talk about it before, but blue-brown looks really awesome. Pink opal looks really cool. Anything that has a duochrome quality to it. And all you do for that is take your nail polish, and it can be clear or again it can be a color, but take your nail polish and paint your nail and then wait anywhere between 15 seconds to 30 seconds, depending on how fast your nail polish dries. Take a little of the pigment on a fluffy brush. Again, I use the MAC 224. If you don't want to use a makeup brush, use a paintbrush, that's fine. Just make sure it's fluffy and that the bristles aren't too firm, otherwise you'll scrape the nail polish. But take a little bit of pigment and just brush it over the nail, and it's done in like seconds, and it gives you a really, really cool look to the nail. And if you want, put a clear coat on top of it. It's going to make it glossy instead of satiny. This technique, this sort of dry brush technique, also works amazingly well with glitters, in particular MAC's Reflex glitters. Now, I haven't been talking about the glitters much in this series because I'm just talking about pigments and they're a completely separate product. But if you have some glitters at home, take a nail polish, put it on your nail, take a little bit of the glitter on the brush and brush it over the nail, and you get a really cool effect. And again, to protect it, if you don't want it to flake off or anything, go ahead and put a top coat on it. But yeah. Alright, that's it. That's pigments. Part 4. Hair. Nails. I don't have my nails painted, but that's okay. Thank you very much. I will see you soon. Take care. Drive safe.